Hello my loves and welcome to my mini makeup interactive folio. I'm on an absolute roll with these minis at the moment. I'm absolutely loving them and I know you are too. This is the makeup folio. It's got this pretty rose design. It's got this little closure here, or this little clasp that opens like that. Let's have a look what we've got going on this side. First, on this side we've got this pretty little tag that's glued down to form a tuck spot for our little label here, and you've got a little bit of writing space on the back there. Let's have a look what's in the pocket. Inside the pocket we've got, first of all, we've got this tiny little lipstick that's just a very mini folding card. Next we've got a cosmetic pouch that contains our cleanser, our toner and our moisturizer, and they are 3 little tags with writing space on the back, and they just tuck inside this little pouch here like that. There we are, that's that. This piece is a bit of whimsy that I absolutely adore. We open this up to reveal a powder compact with a mirror. Look at that, how effective is that with the reflection in the mirror there as well. Just a little bit of whimsy, love that piece. Next up we've got this blusher pot with the blusher brush inside, and we can take the blusher brush out and you'll see that it's got a pocket on either side. We take that out of its pocket, this opens up to form a little writing space, and then this opens up to form a writing space as well. And to close it, we pop our blusher brush in one side and we pop our blusher brush in the other side, and that secures it like that. How cool is that? Really, really lovely. Next up we've got a bottle of perfume, which is just very simply a little folding card with writing space on the inside. And last but by no means least is my absolute favourite piece. It's quite thick and substantial. There are several layers of card going on here, and we can open up this eyeshadow palette to reveal the palette. But not only that, my loves, this little eyeshadow brush here slides out to reveal a hidden slider, and that just tucks in its little pocket like that. Isn't that beautiful? There we go. That's the makeup folio. Let's pop everything back in its pocket. It's really full, really whimsical. Lots of fun, this one. And let's see how we make it. Here are all my bits and bobs cut out in a lovely jumble. All will become clear. We've got 2 pages, and we've also got a 3rd page, which is for reverse printing onto the other 2 pages. I'm on 250 gram throughout. Got all my bits and bobs cut out. Let's have a look and make a start. First up, we'll have a look at the actual folio itself. I'll pop all those pieces to one side, bring in my scoring board and me cutting mat. Let's have a look at where we need to score first of all. In between the 2 sections of the makeup case itself, we've got this gusset. It's this lovely dusky rose colour, so we'll score either side of that. And then we've got a lid here, and we've got these 2 cut out V's. You want to score right in the intersection there. Well, that's those. And then we can fold the lid down, and we can fold the gusset at the bottom like that, making sure everything's lining up nicely. There we go. That's our actual folio done. I'm going to make the closure now, and the closure is very simply going to be this little section, this little clasp here. I'm going to tuck inside. So I'm going to make a slit at the top of the clasp on the other side, tighten my blade up. Wider than I need it to be. So this clasp on this side now will just tuck down inside that one there, and that's how that looks when it's closed. Let's move on to the pocket, and the pocket I'm sure you'll be familiar with by now. It's the same on all the large and mini interactive folios. You're going to score the gusset and the tab on the two sides and on the bottom as well. I'm going to do this bit by hand because it gets a bit too fiddly to go into my scoring board. So the reverse of my craft knife, a nice light score there because I don't want to be risk cutting through. And again on this tab, and we can fold this now. Everything folds towards the inside. Like that. And like that. And we can glue our pocket in place. Can lose this for now. Open up your folio, and your pocket is going to glue on the side with the lid on it. So form a box shape with your little pocket. There's my glue. Grab your glue and glue these tabs, and it's nice to let these go tacky. Just makes the job easier because you can stick it down in one go without having to hold it until it dries. So I'll let that go tacky for a moment. It doesn't take long with this glue. Position your pocket so that it's just above the fold of the gusset and central either side, and make sure that you can still get your folio closed nicely. And then you can get a tool. I like this ruler very much, my little quilting ruler. Try and get everything as straight as you can so you're forming 90-degree box sides. There we go, that looks pretty good. Check that your folio still closes nicely. Look, there we go, little makeup folio done. We'll let that pocket dry and we'll move on to the first project. Let's go with the little pouch that holds your moisturiser, your cleanser, your toner and your moisturiser. So this is the pouch we need for this. I'm going to fold this up in half. And then I'm just going to glue up the sides. Now this has got a curve on it. I'm not going to glue around that curve. I'm just going to glue two seams where the curve starts to meet the straighter sides and glue that up in place. And I'm going to let that dry before I put these three pieces in. So we'll pop that to one side. This little perfume tag here is simply going to fold in half. That's just a simple little folding card for us there. So that's that one. Here's our little pot of blush. This is going to fold in half. Our blusher brush is going to fold in half as well. I'm going to do that by eye so I can line those up nicely. There we are. So that folds, that forms a simple little folding tag with a little bit of writing space on the inside. Here's our blusher brush. Now our blusher pot. I'm going to make a slit. I don't think it matters which side we do this. Oh, here's a new idea. What I would ordinarily do with this one, let's take you through the first option first of all, is make a slit in one of these sides here, and then I would glue everything above the slit and I'd form a pocket by gluing a seam around there, glue that closed. If you've watched my others, you'll be familiar with this technique, and then pop my blusher brush in there. But I'm going to have a go at a different thing that I've just thought about, so bear with me. I'm going to slice around the top of the lid here where it meets the blusher that you can see through inside there, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. Hope this works. Should do. Whoops. There we go. So now I'm going to try and utilise this as a writing space as well as a folding tag. I can close that. I can pop Let's open it a little bit to do this. I can pop my blusher brush in one side. It's a little tight, might want to come round a little bit further here. Not too far. What have I done on the other side? Let's go round as well on the other side a bit further. There we are. So I'm going to pop one side of my blusher brush in that side, and I'm going to pop the other side of my blusher brush in that side, and this has now become a closure. It works, it works. So you've got your blusher brush in your little pot on both sides. It's acting as a bit of a closure there. We could push that in further, I guess, couldn't we? Yeah, we can push that in even further. And we pull that out, and then this becomes a little tab. That's quite cute. Let's put it back in. One on one side. One on the other side. There we go. Our little powder compact, our lovely little mirror compact here, is just a little bit of whimsy. We're going to fold this in half where these points come in here. And we've got one piece to stick on the top. They'll only go one way, these. And one piece to stick on the bottom. Now I think I'm going to glue these all the way around. I could allow a little gap and make it into a little pocket, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to have this. Just a little piece of whimsy. It doesn't actually do anything or have any writing space. Just a little interactive piece to open. So glue that piece on that side, flip it over, and glue this piece on the other side. You've got a straight edge here, which is where the spine is, the hinge. So you'll easily see which piece goes where. Glue that onto the other side. And there we are. There's our little whimsical powder compact. Doesn't that look so cool with the reflection in there like that? There we go. There's our little powder compact. Let's go back to our little pouch for our cleanser, toner and moisturiser. These three little tags with their writing spaces on the back are just going to slot into the pouch. They're going to have to go on a bit of an angle to fit them in here. There they go. They can go in. The powder compact, a little bit of whimsy, I love that, can go in. Our blusher brush and pot can go in. Our little bottle of perfume can go in as well. It's looking quite nice and full. And let's move on to the makeup, the eyeshadow palette. So we are going to begin by folding this piece backwards, plain side to plain side. I'm doing this by eye rather than scoring. I want to line everything up beautifully. And then we're going to fold this piece right side to right side down over the top. So we're making this opening eyeshadow palette. That works really well already. This piece is going to stick on the bottom. So flip this over. We're going to glue this in place, but we're not going to glue it all over. No, 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 no. I'll show you what's going to happen before we glue it so you've got an idea. This eyeshadow brush is going to sit on the edge like this, and it's going to form this hidden slider. So what we're going to do here, let's use the eyeshadow palette side actually. So we're going to position this in place. We're going to turn it over, and you can see how much space you've got for gluing. It's not a lot, it's quite tight, and you do need to allow for wiggle room. So don't go right round the curve here, just come down the straight bit. You're going to do a little narrow seam this side of the hinge, and then you're going to come up here. You're not going to go tight round that curve. Give it a little bit of wiggle room, and when you've done that, you can remove that piece. Take this piece, stick it down over the top. Try and get it bang on first time so you're not smudging that glue underneath by moving it around. There we go. and we will let that piece dry. Now this piece you can either stick down completely or you can use it as another little writing space. I'm going to stick it down. I can't see any reason why I don't do that. Yeah, I'm going to stick it down solidly. It's nice to have those rigid 2 layers, and they make these pieces into something quite sturdy and whimsical and lovely. So I'm going to glue this piece down completely, and you'll see that I've got a little gap here. Just allows that fold to happen without the 2 layers getting in the way and making it clumsy and clunky. So there you go. There's your eyeshadow palette. Look how cool that looks. And we haven't even stuck the hidden slider tag in it yet. That's going to look great, but we'll let that dry properly. Let's move along. I've got 2 little beauty tags here, and I've got this little piece, and I've also got a lipstick. Now this lipstick is just a little bit of whimsy. I'm going to fold it in half, and it's either going to become a tiny little tag, or I can glue it solidly together, just as a little bit of interest to add in there. I might leave that as a little tiny tag and leave that open. If you want to glue it together, by all means, glue it together. Right, I'm going to take these pieces out. These pieces are designed to stick in the back here, just to decorate the inside. So I'll go ahead and do that. Stick that one all the way. This little tag here was really just a page filler, but it's really pretty. If you want to make a little dangle on there, you can do that. What else could you do? You could make this slip bigger, actually, and you could stick this little tag in there as well. I might do that. That might be quite nice. Or you could not glue all of this and make a little tuck spot for popping that in there. Might do that, actually. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I'm going to have a play for a minute and I'll come back. Right, okay, what I've decided I'm going to do, you have a play about and do what you want to do by all means, is that I'm going to glue this on here. Now, let's remember that we've got a little slit here, and this little tag, this little clasp here, sits inside there like that. So we don't want to go gluing all over that. We need to give that a wide berth. You're going to have to estimate how much space you need to give for that that tag, the little clasp to go underneath. So give that a wide berth. You can guesstimate it, and then you can stick this piece down over the top there, and your tag. Your tag, I keep saying tag, it's a little clasp. Your little clasp has still got space. Whoops, and that's fallen off because I didn't allow the glue to dry. There we go. Now I didn't glue all around there, as you saw, so I should have a little space at the side here to pop my little tag. That will work beautifully. I'm just going to double check that I haven't glued over that gap that I need with it falling off. That's absolutely fine. Right, that works. Let's go back to this piece now. I'm excited for this piece. Our little hidden slider here goes between these 2 layers and just tucks right in there. If yours is a bit tight and you need to trim just a little bit off that edge, you can do that. It was quite tight on that far edge, but that's it. That's our eyeshadow palette. That works just beautifully. Right, my loves, we are done. Let's pop all the bits and bobs inside. Let's put this little tag in. That's going in this side, just in a little tuck spot there. Nice little tag to write to and from there if you want to. Let's have a final look and put it all together. We've got our perfume folding tag. We've got our little lipstick. I'll leave that, put that in the front so it doesn't get lost. We've got this lovely piece here that works beautifully in the end. Happy with that. We've got 2 writing spaces in that one. Get that in there. Some pieces are going to have to go in on an angle to fit them in. You've got this. I love that. And it doesn't open as you'd expect. And you've just got this little bit of whimsy of a powder compact. Fabulous. We've got our little makeup pouch with our 3 little tags with writing spaces on the back. Just there. They need to go in on an angle, and that's why we don't go or glue up all the way round. We need that extra little bit of space for these guys to sit comfortably and fit in the folio. And then we've got our eyeshadow compact with this lovely little slider card as well. That's worked out really, really well. Very pretty. There we go, my loves. Oh, and a little bit of lipstick, which is just a tiny little tag. You can glue yours together just as a little bit of whimsy if you like. That just sits in the front there. And we can close it up. And there we go. There is your little interactive makeup folio. I hope you love that. I hope you gift it. I hope it's well received. Have lots and lots of fun, and I will see you next time.